on TBC, we will also be bringing you, like we promised, lots of health hacks. How to stay fit, how to eat right, how to think right. So in that series, we spoke with one of the funniest and the most informative people out there. I'm talking about the gut doctor, as he's famously known on YouTube, on Instagram. He's quite famous, really. So we flew him down from US, and we sat down with him to understand why is Dr. Pal insisting that people should eat before sunset, meaning wrap up everything that you're doing and do not have a morsel of food after sunset. It's going to be so difficult, right? Especially for people like you and me. Listen to his answer. Doc, one thing that everybody knows you by is that you keep propagating, and this is your life mission, so to say, to ensure that people do not eat after sunset. My first and foremost question is this: how? This is great. All research show that there has to be a sort of intermittent fasting of sorts, a natural fasting cycle that one must adopt.
Right.
But I have to say, people like us who work long hours and only get those sort of few hours, few treasure moments with family to sit down on dinner and have. How can you tell us not to have dinner? So what I'm essentially asking you is, what is the alternative then for people who cannot do fasting in the evening?
So it's a common problem. It's a practical issue. The reason that I keep on saying that don't eat after 7 p.m. is that at least if I say that rigidly, they might not eat anything after 10 p.m. So that's one of the bright hope that I have. The reason that I'm saying this repeatedly is I think people should understand why I'm saying this. Because there's a hormone called insulin. Everybody knows it. Insulin is one of the main hormone that digests all your glucose, fat and everything. It's a very important metabolic hormone. If you have excess glucose, if insulin doesn't digest, then it gets converted into fat. That is the concept. So insulin, similar to how we go to sleep at night and then wake up in the morning, insulin also goes to sleep at night and wakes up in the morning. And insulin's sleeping tip is sunset. So that's why when you see people go outside in the morning to get sunlight, they get exposed with all the hormones activation right away. So that's why when you start from sunrise, insulin is peak in the afternoon and then dies down at sunset.
So you have to plan your meals accordingly is what you're saying.
Correct. Okay. So let's say in our busy era, what is happening is we are eating at 10 p.m. Correct. So what is happening? Insulin is sleeping for 3 hours already. So basically you're waking the insulin up and then says that, okay, please digest this biryani for me.
What cycle is it called?
It's called circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm, right.
This is how we were evolved. Our ancestors did this. So we are just not doing it because of this modern lifestyle that we are in. So when ancestors were hunting, they started hunting only after sunrise because there was no light.
Yeah.
And when they have to have dinner, they need to have dinner before sunset.
Right. So, but like I said, the challenge here is that it's not feasible for a lot of us. Like
Correct.
It interferes with family time. In fact, a lot of us, and I'm sure our viewers also feel it, they leave early in the morning in a rush. Breakfast is really rushed. You want to send kids to school, you have to get dressed, you have a big meeting, you have a presentation, you have a podcast in your ear, you're running with your cab or fighting with your driver or something. There's a kiosk, right? So breakfast is always a rushed meal. Lunch is mostly in office, it's thanda, garam, you're not really enjoying it. When it comes to dinner, the practical point is that's the only time when you have hot food served in front of you, you sit down with your family and you get to unpack your day. So what does one do if one cannot skip dinner? Is skipping breakfast then an alternative, just to sort of ensure that there is some fasting there?
Yes, absolutely, because that's why they say that no one plan is an umbrella plan. It has to be individualized. For example, Sonal has a young baby. You are very active at night, and then you are having a late morning. It's okay to have dinner late at night.
Now I can't afford to have late mornings. I'm here every day doing a show early in the morning, so no late mornings for me. And the nights continue to be the way they are. Yeah.
So let's say that your family demands dinner time around 10 p.m. What is the first step is you need to sit with your family and then say whether we can decrease 30 minutes to start with.
Okay.
So from 10 p.m. can we do 9:30? And then after 2 weeks, can you do 9 p.m.? The reason I'm saying that is you will start noticing changes in your body, you will sleep well, your energy level will be sky high, and you will be longing to your dinner time to be early by yourself. So all I'm saying is, if you start doing this small little change, you will start to love your body because your body will love you back.
All right. So the question we asked Dr. Pal over there was, how does one do sort of intermittent fasting in a way? Or what he says is to sort of get your gut back in shape, get your body back in shape and follow the cycle. If you're like me and you can't skip having dinner early before sunset, then try and have it early. And if that's also not possible, see if you can delay your breakfast the next day. It's important to have that 12-hour window of fasting at least.